Hello everyone, my name is Nexos Floof and I am here with a quick one to tell you about essentially how I was able to finish the top 8 of the Tacoma Open just last weekend. But before I do get into that, I do have something that I need to admit, because I don't think that I can continue on in my 40k career without telling people about like this secret that I've been holding. And it's that I secretly have the ability to where if I wake up in a field and I eat a blade of grass, I'm able to determine what city I'm in and the nearest GW Major location and when it's attending. Anyways, now that that's off my shoulders, here's a completely unrelated intro. Roll it. Oh, that was too far. Oh, oh. Where am I? Where am I? This tastes like Tacoma. Right at the open. Okay, so that bit was not worth it, but I thought it was funny. Anyways, so the Tacoma Open, 450-ish people end up going, and I ended up taking one of the top 8 spots. So for the competitive season of 2025, I have now top 8'd 2 majors. Let's go ahead and get into it to discuss what happened, how I did, my matchups, and what I learned from them. I'll let you know right now, I didn't take that many pictures of the game states. This is just going to be a quick overall telling of things. The reason being is I want to get a video out, which is probably going to be the following video, of like a how to play Swarm Host video, beginner's guide. So for this one, this actually is just going to focus more on the experience of what it is to be at a major, right? What it is to go to a 3-day event with hundreds of people. Because while there's 450-ish people for the GW singles event, there was still Age of Sigmar, there was the narrative event, there was like a massive amount of people for the hobby side of things, which was actually cool. They were working on a diorama all weekend. People were making works of art during this event, and it was absolutely phenomenal. But anyways, so, you know, it's a good time. This is the first time I've really been to an event without the majority of my team, so I'm kind of all up alone up here. But overall, Washington, beautiful place, excited to get into it, and let's just go ahead and discuss the events. Hi, Editor Floof popping in here for just a quick second. So to talk about the Swarm Host list itself, what I brought to Tacoma. This was the first time I did ever like play this list. Round 1 was my first game with this archetype. Well, not archetype, but essentially with the new variation that Innis made of 3x5 Adelan Jackals. With the points going down, with the resurgence costs going down, they're fantastic. Their inclusion in this list, it just changes everything. They're so good. I absolutely love them. I think they're very much worth it. But just a quick go over, we'll put this here real quick. It's 3 Benefactus, one of them will have the Assassination Edict, the Primus with the Flaw in the Armor, a Nexos, 2 Saboteurs, squad of tacos, 3 squads of flamer acolytes with the cult icons, only 4 squads of 20 neophytes, all with the same loadout: mining laser, seismic, crack, Weber, 3 mortar ridges, 2x5 pure strains, 3x5 Adelan jackals, and I'm pretty sure that's everything. That's right. Did I miss anything? I don't know. If I did, it's probably right here. So, the list plays great. It essentially, if it goes first, bikes jail your opponent's entire army for 1 turn and say, hey, your whole plan of walking forward to deny my deep strikes and all that, that's not going to happen, actually. And they're actually able to do just enough damage to where your opponent has to respect them. And I think they were a fantastic addition to the army itself. And if you're going second, well, then you're going second while challenger cards exist, and you're probably still just gonna win anyways. So the list likes to play first, and then because the mission is so weighted to going second, like, you can set a large enough gap if you go first that it doesn't matter. But then if you go second, you can keep it close enough to where it does matter for like challenger cards and all that type of stuff. So overall, really great time, really great list, and yeah, back to the video. Bye. Okay, so the overall, if you could see here, Fluvcox winning, going 7-1. Actually, it is a 7-2 because there was a shadow round, but that one is more so to set the brackets and not actually affect the overall impact of the win rate. We'll get to what that does and what that means in a second, though. So, huge shout out to Steve Trimble, by the way, for winning with Death Guard. Absolutely fantastic list. Death Guard, I don't want to diminish it by being like, Death Guard are overpowered right now, and that's the only way you win. This guy won Tacoma Open like 2 years ago as well. Very skilled player, and it's just when your army's powerful and you're a great player, obviously you are expected to win these types of things. So fantastic. I've heard nothing but good things about this player, so really nice. Now, moving on, if you can see here, the rest of the top 8 is actually pretty stacked here. I will say, I think the only person that I hadn't really heard about before was Chris Young, who was actually my round 7 opponent. Super nice guy, beautiful army. I believe he ended up taking best overall because his Chaos Knights were just gorgeous guys. But as we can see here, we got Ben Urich, we've got Scary in 5th place, Jeff Jew, Steven Salazar, all very well-known people. And very respectable players. So I shared a top 8 with some very, stiff competition, and I'm glad to have been able to have that opportunity. Now, to start off, we're just going to go ahead and look through, essentially, I'm doing this very lackadaisy, by the way. I know a lot of people like to set up fancy little, PowerPoints and going into all the stuff, and I got a website that we're going to screen share. Cool, great, fantastic. Anyways, moving on. So this is my win path here. And essentially just all of the different people that I ended up playing against and had a very fun time going into. Now, to start off, Titan on Death Guard with Death Lords Chosen. I think out of all 9 people I ended up playing against, Titan was definitely one of my favorite games. Specifically because the Mad Lad, told me that this was his very first tournament. Not very first major, not very first GT, tournament. Him and a group of friends heard that Tacoma Open was happening, and they were like, let's just do it. Let's just full send it. And you know what? I have nothing but respect for that guy. And overall, I just think that's super sick. It was a bit of a stomp. He is still pretty new to the game. I ended up going first. This is one of the few pictures I do have for the first 2 rounds. Essentially had it set to where we have bikes that were on the line. They scout up 9 just a little bit to get over here. And essentially we're going to make a wall right here. We're going to dump a bunch of mortal wounds onto the Demon Prince. I ended up getting area denial first turn. Yeah, so my first turn was essentially clear out all these Poxwalkers, which we were eventually able to do. Later on, this is a little bit skewed, but as you can see here, we made it to where we essentially locked down both expanses and then just kind of kept him in the middle where all of these Terminators are. The Neophytes dropped down, picked up the PBC on his back home point, along with PSG, Pure Strains picking up the Taliban. It was a very decisive game. It was very quick, very easy. So, but still, big shout out to Titan. How well did you do, Titan? It makes sense. You know what, brother? I respect it. Going 5-0 and then just dropping. I get it. I've been there, brother. I hope you had a great rest of your weekend, had a good time, and still, once again, hats off to you for you making this your first ever tournament. Now, moving forward, I just want to point out ahead of time, I am an asshole, because if you'll see here, Mr. Jackson Perry, super nice guy, by the way, super fantastic guy, because on the 3rd day, I'm running late, I can't find my wallet to pay for parking, and the guy's just there, and like, he's seen me run around, do all this stuff, and he's just like, how about I just cover you? And then I Venmo'd him the difference. It's still just a super nice gesture to be like, let's just get you taken care of so we can both get in, right? So, very nice. And in return for that, I completely forgot his name. during the match and didn't go back to change it. I could have changed it. There was nothing stopping me from doing this. I already hit the record button by the time I realized, Jackson, I apologize. But anyway, so my match against Terry, I'm an asshole. It very much was also a pretty decisive one. I ended up going first again as well, and what the list is able to do is, just with the bikes and the pure strains being very aggressively deployed, it keeps your opponent in their DZ, and then it just buys you the turn to be able to deep strike onto all of the points and just go, here's all of the guns, right? So overall, once again, a very strong game, to where the only points he's really able to pick up is off of 2 secondaries in the second battle round, and then a challenger card in the third, and then outside of that, I keep him from doing anything. Probably my biggest lockout game of the weekend. Now, moving forward, how did Jesus Christ, how did Jackson do? Hey, a 4-4 is not bad. A 4-4 is pretty actually damn respectable. I'll take that, Jackson. Hell yeah, hats off to you, brother. Moving forward, we go into Joey on Jukari. Overall, this was actually a very fun match. It was on Supply Drop, the one to where everything disappears. It's on the way the deployment is set up is no one's going to score primary until we start to win the game, right? I was able to score some in turn 3 by pulling some tricks, rapid ingressing onto one that he didn't have covered, and then I just happened to live on my left expanse. It's very much he went first, had to set some stuff in the mid board. I go up, I eat that stuff in the mid board with some other trash. Then he goes up, eats my trash, and we just keep that going back and forth until we go, hello, I'm GSC. I'm always going to win this, right? And then also I'm just able to keep him tied up on some secondaries as well. Him trying to call the horde very early on was not what he wanted to do. Bring it down as well. I've only got the 3 cars, which are going to be in the back. There's no way he's getting to them. It just, secondaries weren't loving him. I was able to always complete mine because I did have that very strong board control. And then me going second on this, it's just boom, bam, get the 10, get the 15, and we go. Lovely little thing about Joey, by the way. They run this fantastic little channel here called Yet Another Warhammer Podcast. I gave it a couple listens. I really like it. I think it's super cool. Hey, look at this. Let's go change that. Let's go make that number big, I guess. I don't know. Call to action, YouTube things. Anyways, they were great guys. We had a fun time. I watched their last things because I was like, ooh, let me know who I played the guy on the right, by the way. Let me figure out who these guys are. And then I was like, ooh, what did they say about me? And it was very nice things. So I'm glad he had a lot of fun. Anyways, Joey and Mr. Yet Another. If y'all ever want to do anything, just let me know. GG's. So, end of day 1. How did Joey do? Joey, I'm investigating you. That's 4-4 as well? 4-4 with Jukari. I'll still fucking take that as well. Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Great job. Alright, now, going forward. End of day 1, I am 3-0, feeling good about myself, although if I can, unless I pair into someone like Real, I'm very confident that I can end both days X and O, essentially. That being said, there's a very funny thing here that let's just do this round 1. So, as we all know, Scar's name, Ridvon, and then there's also the #1 Space Wolves player here, Forrest. Forrest and Scary played round 1. That was basically a variation of what could have been top table. These two guys are insane players. I had a chance to where my match ended early. I go to the bathroom. As I'm walking to the bathroom, I see Scary running by, and I'm like, hey, Scary, how'd your game go? You finish up, bud? And he goes, still playing. I'm like, oh, who'd you pair into? And he goes, #1 Space Wolves player, gotta piss. And he goes in, goes to the bathroom. I go, and then I'm just like, I should probably I should go watch this. I know Forrest pretty well, one of the nicest, most polite men in the world, but also will kick your teeth in the game. And obviously, Scar is very good. And the board state I came up to was a masterclass in positioning. Uh, Forrest doing everything he can to claw every inch up the table, while Skari is able to just find the best way possible to just use the most like cost-effective unit to just invalidate 10x the amount of points on his opponent's side. And overall, it was a great match. There were some plays on both sides, kind of looking at the last two turns that could have swung the game either way. But overall, they were both happy with the score, and I think it was fantastic. Also, just to show this off, Forrest then went to just destroy. Jesus Christ, Forrest. What the fuck? Oh my god. I love Forrest. Anyways, yeah, so Forrest is a demon. Going forward, started day 2. I paired him to Andrew on Death Guard. Another really nice guy. Just bit of an unfortunate game for him. The way that this host list is set up, it's very good into Death Guard, I think. And on hidden supplies, there. Oh, wait, hold on. There was a little. We do have a picture of this one. Yes, I was awake enough to remember. Okay, so we do have a picture here. This is. You're still alive, so it's gotta be at the bottom of my 2. So where he ended up, he got marked for death, and I picked like these 3 things that he couldn't get to, right? And then his gamma target, he picked one neophyte squad, and then I had one right here as well, and he shot the first drone into this one, and I can't pick it up because marked for death. But then instead of shooting this drone also into this one, he made the mistake of shooting it into this neophyte squad. So they pick up, they drop here, pop this rhino, which means the Plague Marine's got to walk up. And it's just, I'm able to, with bikes, by this corner, shove his entire army up to just be in here, and then constantly keep throwing models onto it to where, as you can see, I once again deny all of his primary. I'm scoring all of the points and keeping him tied up. Very good game. One thing I would like to point out is in my assholery, Titan, in these first 4 rounds, was the only person to score primary. These 3 little points. We go boop, nothing, boop, nothing, boop, nothing from Andrew either. And listen, the list feels strong. Even going into like pretty decent players, being able to just give them 0s for primary throughout the entire game is disgusting. The maneuverability, how fast I can get to you now, it's just, these bikes solve a lot of issues in host that I'm very thankful for, and it just feels good. Anyways, moving on. Next up is into Marshall on Skitarii Hunter cohort with Adeptus Mechanicus. This game was streamed on Games Workshop's YouTube and Twitch channel. I'll go ahead and drop a link down to that so you can watch the full thing. Game very much came down to kind of who went first, because we're both looking to jail each other. I was very nervous about it. We were making jokes to where, like, as we were exchanging pleasantries, like in our heads, we just know like this, like we need to go first. We need to go first. We need to go first, right? So thankfully, I got it, was able to slow him down a little bit. My screen wasn't the best. Looking back at it, I could have done a lot better, but oh well, we're here. And yeah, I think it was a very good game. I think there's a lot in there to where you can see me talking about things that I've talked about before, with getting extra distance from charges and tagging everything up, and essentially just locking down the board and taking away as many activations as you can from your opponent. Overall, my game into Marshall, super great game, had a lot of fun, beautiful army, and just to be on a game while TJ and Paul are both there, both super nice guys, I had a great time. So thank you all for having me on stream again, and I hope y'all have me for another one. I enjoyed really being able to show off what I know, what I do, and all that. So now, moving on, I am 5-0. I am nervous, because while I'm confident in my abilities, I do need, like, I can't be overly confident. I can't just think, oh, whoever I pair into, I'm going to destroy. because that's how I'm going to lose, right? So we go into Ken on Astra Military. Wait, hold on. Marshall, how did you do? Also, I forgot to check Andrew. Let's check Andrew first. You were... You went 4-4. Okay, so I went into a lot of 4-4s. Oh yeah, guys, keeping it positive. Marshall only losing to one other person in his last round, so he's ending up 6-2. Hell yeah, dude. So, anyways, going into Ken. This is a cursed mission. It is the tipping point of Dawn of War, if you know what I mean. The staggered one, long board sizes on layout 3, and you can just hide nothing. And I'm going into Canis Rex and 2 Rogaldorn, so I'm just like, cool, I'm just gonna get shot off the board. Great. Well, maybe if I go first, you know, that'll make it a little bit better. I didn't go first. Not at all. So that was a little rough, but I will say, Ken had their first turn, and they realistically only picked up like a squad of Flacos, 2 squads of bikes, and I think some pures. And then I walk out, a Neo squad blows up a Chimera with some guys in it. The other Neo squad brings Canis down to half, and then between the Reductus mine, when a Demolisher tank, I want to say, what the Vindicator version, but for guard, walked up. He had taken 6 mortals from the Reductus Saboteur, didn't kill a lot of what he wanted to. Saboteur pops out, there's a grenade, demo run from bikes, yada yada yada. I'm able to pick up that tank as well. It gets to my drop turn. I fully pick up Canis. I pick up one of the Rogaldorn commanders. I kill both Chimeras, and I'm slowly eating the stuff inside. And by the end of 3 or 4, he's only got like 1 Rogaldorn tank commander left, half of a Demolisher tank, and Gaunt's Ghost. And that's realistically it. And it was just, as you can see here, he started off with some early terraforms, which went really well. I think I actually messed up on some of the terraforming I should have been scrumming here, but either way, I'm getting a 50. Because I was just able to make it back so much at the end to where I'm on everything except his natural expanse. It's all terraformed. I'm holding it all the time, and yeah. Also, as you can see, secondaries were a lot kinder to me, mostly because near the end he just didn't have the stuff to pick up anything. So, end of day 2, we are 6-0. We are undefeated. That's fantastic, except actually we're not done now. Because I'm 6-0, I have to go into this little fun game mode called the Shadow Round. And the Shadow Round was very nice. They fed us. They catered to us. It was very nice. It was very cool. They took us into this special room in the hotel. They gave us a really cool coin. Here, there's a little picture of the coin. It almost looks a lot like this coin right here. Little GW symbol on the back. It's super cool. I like it. On it, it's got Bellacor's face, and it says they fell into shadow. That's sick. I like it. But yeah. So they bring 8 people into the thing, because while you can still go undefeated, basically they make it to where they break into brackets, and win-loss determines if you're in the top 4 or in 5 through 8. And the thing with that is that essentially the score and realistically whatever happens in this game doesn't matter. It's just whoever wins goes into the top 4. They only have 2 games on day 3. If they had a 3rd game, then they would just have all 8 of us, right? But they only have 2 games on day 3. Thusly, they need to bring it down to 4. That way they can have 1 singular winner for the event, right? So we all play, and for those that might have watched the stream game, I had this very fun moment on the interview with Paul. I don't know if I can show it. If I can show it right here. If not, he essentially goes, "Is there anything you're looking forward to into playing?" And I essentially said something along the lines of, I have played against like 5 different members of Team USA / Art of War, and I've lost every game to them. And today, this weekend, I want that to change. Both Skari and Ben Urich are here. I want to fight Ben. I want to go against Ben, and I want to beat Ben, because I'm confident that if I pair into Ben, that is going to be my win, right? He's on Imperial Knights, GSC is great into Knights. Overall, it'd be a fantastic matchup. Guess what? I'm super excited. I get paired into Ben in the Shadow round. I'm like, hell yeah, this is gonna be great. Then they tell us the mission, and we were joking all weekend that it was gonna be sweeping engagement, purge the foe. Can you guess what it might have been? Anyways, so we set up for sweeping engagement, purge the foe, and I'm like, well, that sucks. It's very annoying, but whatever. We can make it work, right? We start to play the game. He goes first. I'm already like, fuck. He kind of just takes the mid board, puts everything in the middle. You know, okay, I'll slow him down for a turn, see what I can do. I bring 2 smalls down to half, and then he moves up, gets still kind of stuck in the mid board. Sure, fine, whatever. I make a dumb mistake, and he's able to precision out one of my Benefactus in melee. Sure, that hurts. I can still make it work, right? I go to have my drop turn. I aim to kill Canis and an Atropos, and then finish off the 2 littles. And I bounce off of the 2 bigs, and I don't even do anything to the littles. And on his turn, he goes and touches all of my units. I didn't set up any ripcords, so they're just kind of stuck there. And I go, hey Ben, instead of playing the next 2 hours, what if we just went and got more sleep? So yeah, the auto win matchup for GSC of Imperial Knights that I constantly say is super good for us and you shouldn't lose no matter what, I immediately lost. Just threw it in the garbage, did everything I could, whether it was nerves that got to me or yes, like my dice bounced pretty hard that turn. Ben made a lot of 4-ups more than he should have, but it's still like, if I was smart and dotting my I's and crossing my T's, it wouldn't have mattered, right? So it still comes down to me, and overall I lost that game. It is what it is, right? So who cares? We move on. I am now out of top 4. I can no longer win the event, but my next objective is that I can still go 8-0, right? I can still be undefeated. I just need to win 2 games, right? And a little shining light, as weird as this is to say, a shining light is the fact that Skari actually also lost in the Shadow round as well to Imperial Knights. Something with a Lancer or something living on 1. Close game from what I heard. So this is a point to where I tell a little thing about myself. I haven't been in competitive 40k for a long time, but I will say in the time that I have been in here, I have gotten very, very good. I think that I have plateaued a little bit, and I'm not getting into that next level, right? There's a skill ceiling I'm bashing my head into, and that, in my mind, is pro players level. Your Skaris, your Ben Uriks, your Jack Harpsters, your take anyone from Team USA, from Poland, Ennis, Anthony Vanilla, Andrew Gagno, Sean Naden, played against them all, always lose. I can't pick up my win against a pro player, no matter what. So I have been putting in work. I have been practicing. I have been learning everything my list can do, what I can do, what this army can do. I've been giving everything I can, right? So there is a goal to where I know in my heart of hearts that Skari is going to win their round 7. There's only a couple people in that room that can take a game off of Skari, and Alex is a great opponent. I think Skari wins that. Me personally, I think he does. And that is what ends up happening. Skari wins this round 7 well before I win mine. So cool, great. I'm going into Chaos Knights now with Chris. Once again, as I said earlier, fantastic player. Overall, a wonderful experience. It was like double despoiler and a bunch of littles. In Infernal Lance, the despoilers are picking up neophyte squads left and right, but he essentially makes a misplay on round 3 by only having one of the Gatling cannons go into my Primus squad. It lives. I'm able to pick it up, drop it back down, kill that despoiler, and I essentially effectively have him tabled by the end of 4 to where he only has 1 model left. And as we can see here, he scores a lot in the start, and I score very heavily on the back end, and I'm able to take it. Yeah, I had a whole lot of fun with this player. He did a write-up on Reddit. I want to say I'll also drop that down in the description as well, to where he talked a bit more in depth about our game. And also, he just has a link to see his army, which is incredibly beautiful. You should go look at that. He did fantastic work. We kind of know how everyone else did, but anyways, to show, the person I lost to for Shadow Round ends up... I forgot to swapsies. Anyways, like I was saying, god damn it. Okay, Chris, 90 to 71 game. Take and hold. Score in the back half. He scores in the front half. All the things, but now you have a visual. Yay. Fantastic. So going over the people that I lost to, or played against. In the Shadow Round, Ben Urich. Ben Urich takes second. Makes a lot of sense. Ben's playing a very strong Knights list. He just runs at you, smash his face. There you go. And then Chris. Chris ends up taking 8th. Once again, I'm his only loss. It was actually very fun. Okay. 4 people get on me. This says 71. This says 69. Judges, I have a second apology. I'm sorry. Apparently, every day 3 I have to cheat. And that's not okay. And this cheat that just so happened, I looked to my opponent and I said, the score is 90 to 71. But if you notice, Chris, you scored these 2 points for Marked for Death. However, if you choose not to shoot my unit and we just say it lives, you'll get 69, which is the funny number. Do you want to say it lives so you can get the hee hee ha ha funny number? And he said yes, and he nodded his head. And I just want to apologize to the judges of the GW Tacoma Open because I coerced my opponent into having a lower score, and I'm just so sorry. Anyways, moving on. So, I've kind of already shown the score. We know what's going to happen in this game. This is it, right? This is my moment. The only other undefeated people that in this tournament right now is Steve Trimble and Jeff Jew, but they're in top 4. We cannot pair into them, right? Steve goes on to beat Jeff in the finals. I'm sure it's streamed. Death Guard do Death Guard things. The only people that are undefeated at this point outside of them are me and Scary. Going into round 8, the undefeated people officially, we don't count the Shadow Round, is Steve Trimble, Jeff Jew, Midlon Martinez, and Floof Cox. I know I'm going into Scary. This is it. I have my second chance to beat this skill ceiling, to shatter through, and to finally make it known that I can play at that top level. I can do this. I have been practicing, not with this list bike. I will let you know, this is the first time playing with bikes. But I have been practicing with Host of Ascension. This is an archetype I have made that Innis has helped me perfect, and I can do this, right? And we go in, and I play my fucking heart out. And it wasn't enough. I go first, and I misplay. I'm pretty confident. I'm still trying to figure out how I play this game differently. But essentially, Scary is able to keep me on 5s. I'm not able to stop his 10s. He's able to outboard control me, and he just runs away with it. Scary's a fantastic player. This isn't like anything happened. This wasn't like anyone's cheating dice or someone spiked or anything like that. The game played the way it should, right? To where I have moments to where I pop off, he has moments to where he pops off, and I can just tell slowly but surely he is slowly locking me out of the game, and I wasn't able to find the answer. And Scary takes it. Scary then, because he's locked out of top 4, takes 5th. That is why Scary is 8-0, but only 5th, is because technically he is 8-1, and I'm 7-2. That's why you can look and be like, well, Steven is 6-2. Shouldn't Scary be above? No, this is we lost. But yeah, I lost. So it's now a good amount of pro players I have played against, and I just haven't won yet. And it's not like the most upsetting thing. I know I'm a good player. I've had a great time. The weekend, guys, it genuinely, these events are super cool. And it just feels weird to walk away from a 450 person tournament going 7-1, making 6th out of 450 people, and just not being satisfied. Just, I'm satisfied with my results. I think the best way to state this is I'm hungry. I'm hungry to get to the next level. And I get I'm taking it very quickly. For some people, it takes a long time for them to get to this position. And I'm very lucky that my work and like my practice has paid off to get me to here. Not a lot of people can say that they have top 8'd 2 majors in a year's time. I'm lucky, right? Still just, both were so close. I should have beat Ben. If I had a pulse that night, I should have beat Ben. I didn't, right? I didn't play well. Ben didn't allow me to get back into the game. He took advantage of that, as he should, as is expected, right? And then with Scary, I learned a lot that game. And that's never a good sign when you're learning things while you're losing, by the way. That probably means, hey, you're not actually going to win this. But overall, I can't complain. I had a great time. A lot of my opponents ended up being in the final bracket. I played against Ben. I played against Ridvon. I played against Chris Young. I played against Ken Bush. Like, I earned this spot. I earned my 6th place. No one can say I didn't. I played against some motherfuckers. But I still want more. I still want that golden ticket. I still want that first place. I still want a major win, and I will get it eventually. But continuing on, for the actual, like, how was the major? Fantastic. The narrative scene was super fucking cool. I gotta stop saying the frick word. It was amazing. Like, the scenes they have for all of the mats and all that kind of stuff is just phenomenal. It's all out there. There's like these crashed spaceships, or like there was one to where it's like a Speed Freaks like racetrack that you're fighting on. It's just super cool. I loved it. All of the Sigmar armies there were absolutely beautiful. The hobby event looked fantastic, and overall, I had a wonderful time, guys. Genuinely, if you feel like you might want to go to a major one day and hang out and have some fun, be like Titan. Just do it. Just go for it. It's gonna be all right. Even if you're like new to Warhammer, yeah, you're probably gonna lose. But if we're being realistic, you probably shouldn't be going in there expecting to win. Even like if it's my first major and I leave like 2-6 or 3-5, and that's like my first tournament ever or my first time going to a major, that's still a win. That's still fantastic. And the thing is at the end of the day, it's an experience. It's like a Warhammer convention. Like, genuinely, it's super cool. So I would absolutely recommend it. Once again, like, I met I'm gonna call them the Yop guys. You're getting called the Yop guys now. I met Joey from Yet Another Warhammer podcast. I met Scary. I met Forrest. Hey, Forrest, look at that. This man did war crimes. You are a war criminal. And then here's Ben's fit. God, my fucking hair. Ugh. Anyways, this is Ben. Why did I say this is Ben? You all know Ben. He's fantastic. He's nice. Oh yeah, there's that. I'm gonna stick here with Forrest's face. It it was a great time. I also met Jillian, I think is her name. The TikTok girl that's always on live painting. She brought Death Guard, a beautifully painted army. Link to her stuff down below. I'm sure she doesn't need it, but regardless, like, overall fantastic. Met so many people. Paul and TJ on stream were some of the nicest gentlemen I've ever met. Obviously, their voices are godly, and I'm just like, yes, please keep talking more. I'm going to ask you questions, so you just talk more. But also, like, I think TJ knew me. It kind of got that, like, it was already at the end of the game after he had talked to me, but he was like, yeah, you're Floof, right? Like, yeah, I've seen your stuff. And I'm just like, oh, that's not who I was expecting to say that in this conversation, because I've seen your stuff. I know your voice. You're super cool. And it's just, like, genuinely, like, super nice guy, was really interested in our game, and just made both me and Marshall feel really appreciated, which I think is just fantastic. So shout out to Paul, shout out to TJ, all of the GW staff, to my favorite judge, French, you nice gentleman. No, I'm kidding. You're such a nice gentleman. All of the GW staff obviously is fantastic. All of the judges are great. Thank you all so much for everything that you do. Genuinely, I appreciate all of you. We would not be able to do this if it was not for your sacrifice in just judging for 450 grown babies, right? So thank you for everything you do. Thank you for GW for making this game that allows me to spend time, travel the country, meeting new people, and just being able to spend a weekend with my friends. So that is going to be it for me. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you did enjoy this. I will talk a little bit more about how to play Swarmhost in the next video, but if I can, once again, say go to a major, go to a big event, go to a GT, go to an RT. Guys, it's not that big of a deal. Go to a tournament. Genuinely, they're so fun. Like it to me now. I just go to them to just spend a day playing 40k. Even an RT itself, pay $20, go get your 3 games in for the day. You're probably gonna make 3 new friends, right? And even if you happen to be paired up into an asshole, very low chance of that, by the way. Even if you get the chance of being paired up into an asshole, it's only for 3 hours, and then you go about your life. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Thank you so much. I will catch you in the next one. Once again, all the links for Discords and all that fun stuff is going to be down below. Thank you so much, and I hope you all have a great one. Goodbye. Roll that outro.